Greetings and salutations, everybody. We are back with more Feng Shui. Ha-ha!
Hooray!
Yes.
Excellent. So, when we left off, you had beat up a whole bunch of bandits that were threatening a village. Boo. And there was
Yeah,
one of
It's
the...
pretty good that we beat up the bandits.
Yeah, well, I think they're booing the bandits.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We're booing the village. How dare they get assaulted by
Stupid
bandits?
village.
Clearly, they did not have proper defenses to stop bandits from attacking them.
Yeah, it's their own fault.
That would probably be the stance of the Imperial government. Honestly. However, and among the bandits there was one individual who was totally, absolutely not a member of the Imperial court. And was not a eunuch sorcerer. Nope, not at all.
Oh, he's a eunuch. That's why his voice is so annoying.
You don't know.
I feel bad for him now. I feel bad for making fun of him. That's
Well,
not too.
Bato may not know that yet. I'm just
Are we recording?
We
I
are
wasn't
recording.
paying
Yes,
attention.
yes.
We're recording. Okay.
But he flew off after making some noise about. Apparently, he's looking for something in the vicinity of the area. He's been instructed to find something, and you are aware, having looked around, that there is out in the woods off to the southwest. There, if I remember correctly. If not, it's off the southwest. Now,
Yeah, it was like to the west, southwest, something like that.
yeah, there is a temple in the woods. Ooh, a temple in the woods. Maybe that's where he's looking.
Ooh,
But is it a hidden
temples.
temple?
Well,
Hidden
it's
temples have all sorts of cool stuff in it.
it's currently pretty well hidden. It does. It looks like it wasn't. It looks old. I'll put it that way.
Does it look Olmec, though, is the question.
It does not
There
look
we
Olmec.
are.
It does not look Olmec. No. It would be very strange for there to be an Olmec temple here in China.
It would be strange, and that'd be all the more reason to look into it.
Gods,
Now-
come on.
Peter, my only retort is that it may be strange, but do the producers of the movie know that?
Yeah, I was just saying. Character the director's commentary. We were filming in South America. We found this great temple. We know it's a fit the style. We just put
I
some
will say this:
lines on
this
it.
is a Hong Kong production. No, it is not an Olmec temple.
I was going to say, more important, is there a set already built for an Olmec temple?
If they had been filming something that was supposed to be set in South America, maybe, but no.
Although the joke I'll make in this territory before we move on, it's like movie takes place in Imperial era China, filmed in Vancouver. Just
As I said, Hong Kong film production. So things will be at least sort of right. Anywho, you know roughly where to head.
So anyway,
now.
back to our ninja.
Absolutely, exactly. As I said, mostly right. This is, by the way, this is a good cover for me screwing up things that are out of context.
Oh yeah, the producer, neither the scriptwriter, the director, nor the producers have ever cracked open a history textbook. So,
I am going to try to make things at least sort of right for things that are supposed to be contemporary, but I
that's
cannot
why
guarantee I
Ash's
will.
character has a freaking handgun.
Don't be ridiculous. It's not a handgun. It is. Well, it is, but
It's a fire. It's a repurposed firework launcher.
I mean, basically.
It is a dragon cannon. It's
Yes.
basically just like a decorated tube for launching things.
Yes, they kind of actually did exist.
Yeah,
They weren't like realistic. They weren't like things that were like really used as weapons very often, shall we say? For what we like to call, they were not very reliable reasons. Anywho, you know where you head if you want to go to the temple. If you want to screw over my plot and head off somewhere else, go right ahead. I'm just telling you this right up. I have planned for you guys heading to the temple. If you do not want to head to the temple, that is fine. I can probably improv something.
I believe that we.
Umitomi is definitely going to the temple because that horrid wizard is probably gone there, and he has information she wants.
Oh, you went to the temple? He's so annoying.
Look, we'll probably get to kill him.
rather just not deal with him at all. But Hidden Temple. I don't know, maybe went to a different Hidden Temple.
Hidden temples mean no employers, so it'd be hard for me to find much to do. But I'm happy to travel along as I continue to find more of my original tools here.
It's entirely possible one of your tools has been lost there. Yes,
It's become a relic. Yes, I know. I mean, that's
obviously.
what.
Oh, maybe there'll be crazy cultists. Crazy cultists are always good.
The mystical ladder of how when.
Josh is dramatically looking at the temple, and the wind's just kind of blowing through his hair.
At any rate, so you set off towards the temple. It is, for most of the trip, fairly pleasant hike through the woods. I mean, it's not like it's a jungle or anything like that. There aren't really that many. I mean, there might be jungles in China, but it's not that dense here. So nothing really particularly notable happens for the first chunk of your journey. It's going to take you maybe a couple of days to get there, but you are traveling on foot. It's not super far away.
Yuri is swift and has means, but that's not everyone. And while she is quite good at infiltration, it's good to have a backup option, at least within shouting distance.
It's at least until
I
at
can
least
throw you. You go much faster if I throw you.
Yes, actually. I have a
You're
kite.
tiny, so I can do that.
Tiny? By what metric?
I mean,
Batu stands next to you. He's like 7 feet tall.
Batu is clearly very normal sized. Even,
Can you throw me, Mr. Bato?
I think I could. Let's find out. I pick you up and throw you.
Yay!
Roll for damage.
no, you're
Roll for Batu.
no.
Landed in a tree
Olan's martial arts is high enough; she will land on her feet, unless she
Only
doesn't
take
want to.
No.
You only take damage during a fight in a kung fu movie.
No, you can take cosmetic damage if you really screw
Yeah.
up,
yeah, for sure.
or if you do something if you were to leap off a cliff
Right.
without an actual plan.
Yes, the jungle
Oh.
cliffs.
It's like, I'm going to leave off this cliff right now. Oh, without a plan.
Okay,
Darn.
if you were to climb up a very tall tree and jump off it towards the ground without a plan, you will take damage from falling.
Yeah.
If your martial arts is sufficiently high and make a roll, you might be okay. You know, DC. If you want to take no damage from an extremely high fall, that's at least a martial arts 25 check.
Right, that's a dramatic thing
Yes.
to have happen.
I will propose that if we are traveling towards this hidden temple, I'm going to assume there might be at least one bridge that is in disrepair
Absolutely, why not? It's,
that I will insist upon repairing before others cross it.
sure. Yeah, you in fact come to a river, and there's a rickety bridge over the river. Most of you feel like, yeah, I could probably cross it. Batu, you're a little concerned.
That was already working on repairing.
I
it.
figured.
I think the most dramatic thing I could do is to stand on top of a treetop and look dramatic.
You can throw me to the other side of the river, and I can repair the bridge on the way back.
I could do that. Yes, I will do that.
Okay, sure.
I'm so happy we have established very quickly Batu throws people.
I mean, that is what Batu likes, okay? Batu likes to eat, hurt people, and then throw people.
Well, throwing people is just fun.
And by hurting people, I mean people who deserve it.
Yeah.
I doubt there's a role I need to do.
No,
to
you repair the
but
bridge. You are a skilled handyman. You repair the bridge. It is now a solid bridge. You can cross the bridge safely. Hooray! All right.
Is it? You said this was a bridge over a river.
Yes.
Every time he's just going to swim, and
Okay.
we'll do the little reed thing
Okay.
out of
sure.
habit.
Fair enough. Umitomi
Actually,
is-
I'm going to say that she helps in the repair effort by ferrying supplies.
I mean, like most of what the repair is going to be Daolu hanging from underneath the bridge, and without any clear explanation, like able to carry supplies, hammer, redoing ropes and stuff from underneath the bridge while gripping onto it by his feet. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, you're
Like-
you just have to have
Right.
the Foley artist make hammering noises. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and every so often, like there'll be some wood just like shuttled across the river
Sure.
from Yuri swimming.
Excellent.
someone tries to throw a dart at Yuri while she's swimming. It turns out that it's just a log by the time the dart gets there.
That is not happening right now because no one is attacking you here. You are currently safe. After your first days of travel, you have a nice peaceful night. You have a nice restful night in the woods.
Right.
Nothing really bothers you. Hooray!
Woo.
Your second days of travel takes you a bit deeper into the woods. The woods do get a little bit a bit denser as you get closer to the temple, which seems a little odd. And you know things the canopies get tighter and more overcast, and it's darker, and suddenly all of you sort of start feeling a little unsettled. It feels a little almost a little unnatural where you are now.
Ooh.
It's
Good
spooky.
stuff in there.
We got that low key like mystic fog on the ground.
Oh yeah, yes. The ice, the fog machine is totally is not in overdrive, but it is on.
There's the background 2-string playing.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing you do notice, everyone can be a notice check. Actually,
All right, I will
Close
be
roll,
doing
obviously.
detective because I can do that.
that is fine.
Actually, open up my sheet real quick.
So that are we in sight of the temple?
Not yet. You are in the woods.
I see. All right.
You are getting
so
closer.
Intrusion is not on the table.
Not yet. No.
Okay.
It's not bad. A little less than normal, but take it.
Yo.
11. All right.
I rolled a 5.
All right. Zhao and Umutomi. The one thing you both notice is that the previous day, while you've been traveling, you've been hearing fairly normal woods noises, largely birds, right? No birds,
Mm,
and not that many noises other than insects. You notice the insects.
This is
Yuri would
next-
definitely notice this
As I said, well, yes, you.
as someone who has done smuggling kind of deal before.
Mhm.
So that's going to mean things to her. She's going to, at the very least, have her knives, particularly at the ready.
But yeah, all of you do in fact notice an uptick in insect activity. There's definitely an uptick in the amount of annoying biting flies.
Oh no!
Kumitomi is going to
Just
basically
thunderous
reach
collapse,
into
like,
her supplies, pull out some flint and tinder, and is going to strike a torch.
Okay, that will help some.
That
That will actually help some of the biting flies.
Yes. That is, in fact, the point.
It doesn't stop them entirely. It doesn't do it. So, the one thing you notice that there seems to be a. Actually, you know what? I want all of you to give me a martial arts check.
Martial arts check.
Yes.
Okay.
Closed roll, ideally. Actually, doesn't matter. Open roll's fine. But you can't whale off or crit this.
Well, it's a good thing then, because Freya did.
Oof.
Well, she failed it. She didn't weigh awful.
I did not
So-
weigh awful.
So that's 12 plus 5. Okay, so 12 plus. That should be 17, I think.
I got a 17.
So what is the roll here for? I'm sorry.
Martial arts.
martial art.
Okay. I won't spend a fortune yet.
Oh, okay. So here's the
115,
thing.
217s, so
All of you at some point try to swat a particularly large and obnoxious biting fly. So Batu.
Mhm.
So I will say this. I'm gonna. 4 of you rolled well. It says Ash. You said you rolled a 17, not a 7 there.
Yeah, because it should be 12 plus 5. The
Ah.
second one, because we're not, because it's closed, right?
So it should be 5 higher. Is what you're saying? It should be a 12 then.
Yeah. It should be 12.
Okay.
No,
It should be 12 higher.
No. 12 is what it's supposed to be, so it should be 5 plus 5 to that, so it should be 17.
You should roll a
What are you
-6 though. Yeah, it'd be 11 is what you should roll.
Yeah.
Oh well, no. So you rolled backup attack as opposed to main attack.
Right.
So it'd be, and your martial arts is 15 normally.
Martial arts is 12, so it should be plus 5, correct?
What?
Mm,
No.
No.
That
Oh,
rolled, that
okay.
rolled correctly.
12
You rolled a
plus
7.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a normal martial arts attack, not a closed roll.
No.
Okay.
It is a
Oh, I
close
see what you're
roll,
saying.
just a
Yeah, if you
martial-
were to not factor in the if you were not to factor in the additional -4, it would be an 11. If it was a closer, it would be an
Okay.
11.
All right.
But it is a 7. You just can't weigh off it.
Yes, you just can't weigh off of it.
Okay, I
all
see.
right. So, Batu. So you all trying to swap things for. So, Umitomi and Zhao, you start to swat at this thing, and it gets it does bite you, but like, it hurts. Like this is a big nasty one, and neither you manage to hit it appropriately. Olan and Daolu. You swear you hit it, but it sort of flies off, and it's very clear. It's like I missed that. Batu, you also swear you hit it, but you're strong enough that you actually feel your hand sort of hit. Like you can feel the difference. You actually do feel the difference between where the bug is. You don't crush the bug; it sort of squiggles out from underneath your big meaty palm and flies off.
Sort of stare at it indignantly.
You manage to not crush a biting fly. That seems weird.
Guy's just like, I feel a little weird now.
I'm just indignant. Like that should be dead. That little fuck right there, just spin around. I'm gonna pick up a rock and throw it at it.
Okay, give me a martial arts roll.
Can I?
You miss. It buzzes off somewhere.
Considering the
trees.
circumstances, I think Yuri is suspicious of something being not quite right about that. Could I throw deceit out there to see if something's not quite?
You can make the
right?
roll, sure.
Mm-hmm. 10.
It definitely feels like something's weird and wrong, but you can't figure out what it is right now. You can't put your finger on what it is exactly. The woods are spookier than they probably should be, and as I mentioned, like things are. There's definitely something weird going on.
If only I had my net, then I'd be able to catch one of them in the net,
Possibly.
and then find out that they aren't actually real when they go through the net or something.
Yes.
All right.
I suspect there is sorcery afoot. Something is not right about this, given the atmosphere and this
Entirely
very
possible.
curious insect.
I mean, it's a hidden temple. Of course, there's sorcery.
Particularly,
I'd be disappointed if there
particularly
wasn't.
if our quarry is there.
Sure, quite possible. You advance further, and I want everyone to give me another notice check.
Alright. More detective.
13. Oh, no, wait. That's your roll. Dang it. I rolled a 3.
Look at
I
that.
rolled a 7.
Look
All
at
right.
that notice. Look how awesome that notice is.
All right, so most of you, all right, everyone who rolled. Okay, actually, Daolu rolled high enough for a little bit of this. So the underbrush in the trees is definitely getting a bit more between the trees is definitely getting a bit more pronounced and spiky, which is a little weird. Like there are active thorns in the area, thorny bushes. It's unpleasant. Daolu and so yeah, those of you who rolled a 7 or below a 7, take cosmetic scratches. It's not actual damage, but it's like it's out. Yeah.
I like
Zhao
that.
and Daolu definitely make it through the bushes without any actual sort of without any even cosmetic injury. Zhao or Shenyang, whichever you are.
I do have this torch going.
You have this strange feeling, Zhao, that you're being watched by something. Like it's almost like something just in the very edge of your peripheral vision is sort of staring at you.
I suppose Zhao is kind of he's trying not to look where he thinks it is,
Okay.
and he's just talking to the others. He's like, I remember an ancient story involving the great strategist Zhuge Liang. It is mystical maze. There were things hidden there that no man could see, and they was used to disorient its foes. And then he just kind of looks around at the others. I think we may have fallen into a trap.
Oh, traps aren't a problem. We just hit things until they stop working. That's usually how I deal with them.
Interesting. All right. So, do you continue on? I assume you continue on.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
you continue on in the direction you've been going. You are now at the point. You push through another the rest of the bushes, the brambles and such that you've been pushing your way through, and you break through into an area where it's very much they thinned out again finally, and it's like, oh, thank goodness. It's great, and you travel on again for a little while. I'm going to keep the same rolls for this, and because Zhao, the thing you do notice as you guys are traveling, because you're sort of hyper alert right now, you still got the feeling of being watched, but you're not seeing anything in your peripheral vision anymore. However, you notice that you actually do spot very faint footprints. It's like it's hard to lead, like the terrain you're walking on doesn't take footprints very well, especially in this area. But you do notice very faint ones, like areas where someone's trod on the ground and broken like little branches ahead of you and such. If you'd like to investigate these footprints further, you may give me a roll.
I'm going to do something while you're doing that.
Go ahead.
Also, if you want to tell anybody you spotted them, you may do so. You're up to you. And sorry, Nick, what are you doing?
Olan is kind of like, noticing how messed up things are for a little bit, and she is going to, oh, good roll. Thank you for that, Ash. And she's going to take some little scraps of metal out of her pack.
Okay.
And going to start I guess hammering some nails into patches of the dirt.
You're leaving a trail.
Every little ways, yes.
Okay, so you're starting now. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has not occurred to her to do this till just now.
So yes, you do. You also notice everyone does
do a lot of jungle exploring.
Right. Fair. Zhao, all of you do know Zhao is examining the ground closely at the moment. Zhao, there's definitely. It looks like the footprints are moving in the direction that you towards where you guys are coming from. It looks like they're moving away from where you're headed. It's hard to make out. You even with that your extremely good roll. It's hard to make out the exact size of the group. It's definitely a group, and it's probably about this. It's roughly the same number of people in your group.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh yeah.
Why
do you think that I started to think that we should do this now?
I mean,
yeah. This is where Zhao's like this step. I know the step. Only a master of Kung Fu can know the step.
Fair. There might be a little of that.
To be nearly as skilled as I.
Also, Zhao, actually, you did roll a 17. If you are investigating the actual details of the footprints you find, if you want to do that, I will give this to you if you want.
Yes.
Okay. Since you are doing so, I figured it sounded like you were doing that with the striding thing. You do notice that someone is moving similarly to the technique you move from trying to move without leaving a trace. Also, there are some very big, heavy footprints there, like abnormally large. You say as you glance at Batu's boots.
That's what I was gonna say. He just goes and he's like measuring the size of the footprint and just looking over at Batu and just going over like he's just kind of like squat walking over to Batu's foot and comparing the size.
Yep, it's almost exactly the same size and about the same depth as
footprints. Must be like an Oni or something.
No, no. We have. I am almost certain we have fallen victim to sorcery. As I predicted, it is the eunuch. He is trying to hinder our
As
path to
you
the temple.
predicted.
You predicted, yes.
he is the noble here. Of course, he's going to take credit for it.
That's what heroes do.
The next time he turns around, he's just going to take his wallet.
Why wait till he turns around?
Do it while staring him in the eyes.
Don't take my wallet.
Personal pride more than anything else.
That'd be
Do
fair.
not take my wallet. It is filled with bees.
Also, it does mean that I get to beat the super crime fighter.
Yeah, this way he'll be an unlicensed crime fighter.
Hey-o. Anyway,
It's
yes.
not my fault we live in a Confucian hierarchy.
I mean,
Confucian hierarchy, huh? Let me just roll my Chinese philosophy roll here. That would have been if it's closed, that's a 13.
okay.
It's just like
I mean, yeah, basically. Although I think this is the right error for that.
yeah, it's just,
It's definitely a hierarchy. Let's put it that way.
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Okay.
For a bit. And I'm going to just kind of like this with the full knowledge that this is probably not going to work.
Okay.
I'm going to step a little bit away from the group and I'm going to say, all right, so if the sorcerer is doing this, I will warn you right now that my friends and I are going to find you still, and we are going to beat you up for what you're doing. This is very not nice. However, if it's not the sorcerer we met who's doing this, and you're just trying to make us go away, we don't mean you any harm.
Okay.
And I don't really have a skill I can do for this, I don't think. The closest I think I can think of is, well, I guess I might be trying to intimidate the sorcerer. I guess, but that's about as far as I can go.
Truly a well thought out plan.
If you would like to, if you want to make that roll for the intimidation attempt on the sorcerer, go right ahead.
Yeah. All right. I might as well try. The only other thing would be some sort of more diplomatic check, and I don't really have one. So I've got martial culture. That's about it. And merchant training.
Oh, there you
Roll
go.
a 17. That's
Okay.
a good roll.
Nothing seems to have happened, but
Okay.
a large fly buzzes about your head for a bit.
I'm going to look closer at the fly.
It keeps darting just out of your line of sight.
Are you trying not to be seen?
Buzz, 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 buzz.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to take my sword out,
Okay.
and I'm going to try and get a better look at it in the reflection off the blade.
Ooh, okay. Give me a notice check. Eight.
That's an 8.
That's not bad. That's not bad, actually.
Actually,
Technically,
actually, that's a
that's a boxcar 7. If it
it's a
doesn't close it.
boxcar 7, I guess.
All right.
Something insane happens if this is an open roll.
I'm actually. This is definitely an open roll, actually.
Oh boy, on a notice check.
So that's a boxcar then.
we see the cameraman in the reflection of the sword.
No, you don't
I don't know,
actually.
I've seen things I shouldn't have.
Um.
Oh,
All right.
Is this our first? No, this is not our first boxcar. We had one last.
No, no. All right. So actually, Nick, I'm not going to tell you whether this is a success or a failure. You'll have to decide this for yourself.
Okay. Cool.
So it is at least a partial success. You do in fact see you see the biting flying insect. It is a little weird in that its head looks wrong. It doesn't really have sort of a normal sort of like mandible, like the normal sort of mandibles a biting fly would have or what have you. Like you can actually make out its mouth pretty easily. Like and it's kind of like a mouth, really. It's got fangs and which, at last you checked, insects don't have.
Right.
But the other thing, you do notice something else in the reflection. Far in the distance behind the fly, up in the trees, you see a robed form with a wide brim hat and a veil hanging down over where its face should be. Sort of in the shadows, you can barely make it out. It sits there sort of almost, it looks like it's almost like it's staring directly at you. But as the sort of little bit of light glints off, it fades back in the shadows and disappears.
Okay. And it did not seem to be the eunuch.
Uh,
Well, it might be the eunuch, but he would be in a different guise.
Yes.
At least. Okay.
There's definitely something. It felt weird. There's something weird about it. You couldn't. Again, not something you could put your finger on. The fly buzzes off also.
Okay. Let's see. So it's already faded into the shadows.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
There's a brief moment you can see it, and then it sort of, as I said, then it sees the reflection off something. There's a bit of light reflects off your sword, and it sort of. Oof.
I'm going to, let's see. Wondering if I should just communicate this openly, or if I should try and surreptitiously do it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. She'll turn to everyone and say, "Oh well, I guess we should get back going." And she'll kind of fall into rank, next to Yuri, and she'll say, "Don't look." But I will point directly in where I saw, like, kind of like with my hand down, I kind of point a finger in the direction where I saw the hooded figure in before.
Mm-hmm.
There is something watching us. Don't look directly at it, or it'll simply fade away.
Without looking, Yuri's going to throw a knife in that direction.
Okay. You can give me a martial arts roll if you like.
I'm actually going to throw a fortune die on this.
Okay. Go for it.
+4?
16. Good roll.
16.
Your knife sort of thuds into a tree somewhere. You hear it sort of thunk into a tree.
There's no dirty mirror nearby that could be polished to a nice reflective surface.
Not where you are right now, no.
No, fortunately not.
Yuri is going to go and retrieve her knife.
Absolutely.
Look about
That is
the
eminent.
area.
That is you know where it went. That roll is good enough so you know where it went.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to recover your knife.
Looking at the tree, does anything seem off about it?
The tree?
Does there seem to be or I assume it was like in the tree where the figure was.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you didn't get a good look at the figure or anything like that, so it's. But
sure.
The tree.
Is there anything like in like the? Let's put it this way: in the plant life nearby, are there like broken branches,
No.
or perhaps like a tuft of like fabric that was torn?
Nope. You can give me a notice roll, but if you'd like, actually, you give me an intrusion roll.
Now we're talking.
It just occurred to me you're trying to figure out like sort of counter intrusion
Sneaking
here.
around you, yeah.
Oh please!
Oh dear.
Unfortunate, but no, you do not see any traces of anything in the area. Not a broken branch, not a caught bit of scrap cloth, nothing. It's like there was nothing here.
I'm gonna keep on occasionally just trying to catch a glance at it in the reflection of my blade.
I will let for Dalu to be more oblivious and just kind of march on ahead.
All right. So you know that you've somehow been turned around when you were going forward. At least that is what Zhao has deduced. What do you want to
Just
do?
going
Is there anything you want to try to do about that?
At this point, we're
Landir, you're certain you saw something.
Well,
I did not see something.
that is a predicate. That is a necessary point step to being able to see something.
all right. At
I
this
mean,
point,
If they'll
Yeah.
come out, we can talk, or I can hit them.
They seem to be quite skilled in their craft.
Well, in that case, I would like to see the craftsperson themselves face to face sooner than later.
Understandable. They don't seem to be coming out, but understandable.
And if we know the way to the temple further still, I'd like to just try to keep moving in that
All right.
direction.
So do you have? So as I said, you were pretty sure you were moving in the right direction, but you got somehow you got turned around without noticing it.
Mhm.
My question is there anything you want to try to do to alleviate that from happening again?
So-
Nails in the ground.
yeah,
Nails in the ground.
are-
There we go. Okay, that's a plan. Got it.
there's one. Zhao is going to pull out the feng shui compass he pulled out previously
Okay,
in the last. And he's going to see if that will help him like.
that's an
Determine his way
interesting
through what's
question.
going through this.
Actually, so this is a this is a geomantic compass, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's for doing feng shui stuff. Yes.
Measuring for doing feng shui stuff. Okay.
I was just gonna start knocking down trees in the direction we're heading in.
No.
Why not? It marks the
Do
path.
that.
Okay. Ash, does Zhao
Yes.
have any sort of do you have any skills that are directly tied to feng shui / or geomancy?
I don't. So what I have info science, which like I guess in this situation this would
That
be
you
like,
could if you want to change that to info geomancy or info like anything else like that, or it could just science is a valid skill for this. Let me just say this right for the
They
time
would
period
call
you're
it
in.
science, but yes.
Yes.
like to him this would be science. Yes.
Yeah, sure. If you want to, okay. So we so function. So the sort of okay. Yeah. No, I definitely can see tying in feng shui and geomancy into that. Sure. Give me a science roll.
All right. I'm gonna throw a fortune down this one.
Absolutely. A 12.
It's not too bad.
12. That's good. Actually, all right. So you take it out. You're looking at it, and you are actually noticing that the compass seems to be it's pointing to a fairly sizable sort of source of feng shui in a direction that you think you were headed before originally when you started going through the brambles.
So it is pointing the way we were going, but it is.
But
But we-
you now have a thing that you think is pointing in the correct direction.
Okay. It's like, all right, we'll see if the ley lines are correct, and that the heavens will this our journey to succeed.
Okay. So you head forward. You push your way through the brambles again, and you do notice that you start like every now and then you start like it seems like you start veering off direction without seeming to notice that you're veering off. But you have both the trail that Ulan is leaving and the compass, and that enables you to keep on the path you're supposed to be going. And you break through the brambles again, and there is no sign of the nail path or footprints ahead of you. And as you come through, the trees start thinning out. The oppression and the dark sort of miasma that you seems to have been surrounding you, that you didn't like. It really felt like it feels like there's a miasma. You're leaving a dark miasma. You didn't really notice it as much while you were in it, but now that you're out of it, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Nice. You guys give me a moment.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm very glad I busted this thing out last episode.
No, I'm glad you remember. I'm glad you remembered it. That's actually, I'm down. Cool. All right, cool. So yes, you do enter a clearing. I will give more details once Eric returns. But so as I said, it's like a breath of fresh air. And
Yeah, one of those kind of things where you get so used to stuff building up gradually, and
Yes.
getting worse and worse over time.
Yep.
You don't notice it.
it's exactly that. And now it's gone.
Like, of course it sucked going through that. We were in a thick jungle. There were bugs biting us.
Among other
Nothing
things,
weird
yes.
about that.
Sorcerer or no, I'm still not exactly thrilled with the fact that we left a very distinct trail in order to get out of there. There'll be no question of just where we have entered from.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, on the bright side, we can find our way out easily.
And on the other hand, if they try to follow our trail, they're just going to get lost. Like, are they going to follow the nails or are they going to follow this?
I'm not concerned about being followed.
More concerned about being noticed. Yes,
True.
This is in character, to be clear.
Oh, I gathered.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine Batu being like, well, here's how we'll hide our trail. Sets fire to the forest. Now they won't notice the nails.
They will no longer be able to see the forest for the trees.
The forest or the trees. Let's be honest here.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, haven't had the whole cursed path thing happen in a while. That is that is a good old standby that I really like when it pops up. Because even if you key onto it, it's like, okay, what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, we might actually be in trouble here.
Oh no.
I actually did not know these things were called geomantic compasses.
Well, I mean, geomancy is a sort of a term for the study of feng shui at least within the feng shui setting. I'm not positive of how accurate that is.
A feng shui compass is known as a lupan or a geomantic compass.
Then it was correct. I thought it would be, but I wasn't positive. There you go. And it actually works. But yes, there's a definite concentration of chi up, of positive chi up ahead. Ooh.
Xiao is very much just wondering why this temple that isn't on any records that he knows about, and that he wasn't told about when he was sent here, is just sitting out here in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. Well, I will say you guys do get to see it, and I will give more descriptive description once Eric gets here. But it is very clearly abandoned. It is in the middle of a clearing, which is why you could see it from where you were. It is abandoned, so it's old. It looks run down. Very clearly not been maintained, shall we say. But it's in better shape than it looks like it. Given how old it is and how abandoned it is, it looks like it's been abandoned for a very long time. But it's in much better condition than you would think it would be, given how long it seems to have been sort of sitting here in the woods, with nobody maintaining it or anything like that.
Well, it's hard for it to be maintained when there's the whole like twisty path there. They send somebody in there to fix the place up, and they get lost in the woods for days until they decide to leave and go back home.
That could be part of the problem, yes. That is a possibility.
Very thoughtful.
On the plus side, it means the place has probably not been ransacked by bandits.
Oh, it's true.
All right, back. Sorry about that, guys.
All right, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just saying, I'm giving a very brief description, not full detail, because I want to say that for when you're back. So you arrive you come out of the woods, you leave the miasma that's sort of surrounding you, and it's almost like a breath of fresh air as you step into a clearing. It's nice sort of. It's sort of just. It's beginning to. It's just beginning to approach evening, basically at this point. There is what is very clearly a very old, very abandoned temple ahead of you, in the middle of the clearing. But it is in much. It's very clear it's not been maintained or used in quite a long time, centuries at least. But it does seem to be in much better condition than you would think it would be, all things considered, given that it's in the forest. It's not been. No one's been here in centuries, and it's not been maintained. Like no one's been here fixing it. But it still looks completely like physically intact. Like it's clearly not as nice looking, and it's not been. Someone, dear Lord, someone needs to come through this place and dust it at some point and clean up all the. I mean, there's dirt all over. Like there's like grass. The interesting is like it doesn't look like anything's like grown up onto the temple itself. Like the area around the temple, like the immediate area around the temple is largely free of like plant growth or anything like that, except for like a couple of oversized decorative trees that look like they've been sort of left alone for a while. Like this is clearly a tree that was maintained and kept, or a hedge, like a little bit of a hedge, like hedgery type stuff. Ornamental plants that have grown a bit out of control, but not as badly as they probably should have.
Okay.
But it's very quiet and peaceful here at the moment. And the temple is ahead of you.
Given my familiarity with arts and antiques, can I discern what kind of temple this would?
Absolutely. If you would like to give me a roll, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who wants to give me a roll for things along those lines, like, or if you've not knowledge about philosophy or anything like that, you can give me a roll for that too.
Sure, we'll do a Chinese philosophy roll.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
How about folklore?
Sure.
I'm going to default to intimidate here.
So that's a 17 for Chinese philosophy for Dao Lu.
All right, so we got a 15 for 15 for. God damn it! I put my notes away. Damn it. Umatomi, 17 for Dao Lu, 14 for Zhao. Batu tries to scare the building, telling him what type of building it is. That doesn't seem to work.
You're born.
Unfortunately, you can't gaslight an inanimate object. I believe.
New.
Unless it's a
You
lamp.
are fairly. All of you are fairly certain this is an old Taoist temple. Fairly sure.
All right. So it's not Greek, is what you're saying.
New. It's probably around about. It looks like an old one too, so it looks like it's probably around about, maybe from the sort of architecture of it, it's probably about like at least 3 centuries old at this point.
Okay.
Roughly. I mean, maybe 2 to 3 centuries, somewhere in that range. Hard to spot that exactly, obviously.
Oh, here it is. It just says built in 200 BC. See?
Yeah, because that is totally how they track time in China of that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would
sure
also know it was BC 200 years before that. So.
Yeah, totally. 200 BCE. Yep, absolutely.
What are you counting down to? I don't know.
It's just one of those weird Chinese. Like, haven't you heard the story of Christ?
That would not,
I don't
no.
think it's time yet for the Taiping Holy Kingdom.
No. So, would you like to head into the temple, or is there anything else you'd like to do outside the temple first?
Obviously, Zhao is going to look and see if there's any footprints going in.
No, there aren't any.
Yuri is going to case the
Sorry,
joint.
you should absolutely give me your rolls. Absolutely.
Yeah, Yuri is going to case the joint and is basically going to make it clear she's going to go in alone.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I would say that
Fortune die. 18.
Okay, excellent.
I would probably have Dao Lu like stop Zhao from going too far forward to investigate once Yuri kind of makes her motion.
Sure.
Yeah, and Zhao being who he is, he's just like, oh yes, of course.
All right. So the area you look around, Zhao, you do not find any footprints other than your own. It is clearly so when I said there was dust, there actually is much less dust than there probably should be, given how old this place is. But like, there's enough that you probably should be able to see footprints, but you don't see any.
Okay.
What are you looking for in particular, Fornea?
So
Before going in.
primarily signs of any kind of human activity, anything of value, and if that wizard is here in any sense, she
Okay.
saw what he was dressed like, she saw
Sure.
some of his stuff,
Mhm.
the patterns of his clothes and like any kind of regalia he may have had. Like if she sees anything that would clue anything as being like that, then that's going to further her intent.
Okay. Okay, you do not see much of anything on the outside the building.
Oh, I'm not staying outside.
I know. I'm
going in.
giving to you in the order
Oh,
you'll see.
before you go in, I thought
Gotcha.
you were kissing the place outside. Before you go in, I'm gonna take a big rock and roll it down the entrance hall to see if it sets off any traps.
None.
Batu's been to a couple hidden temples. He knows how this works.
I would probably.
Oh,
I would.
the
I was.
rock rolled a really good intrusion check.
Yeah.
Yuri is going to counterpoint this by simply running along the wall.
Fair enough.
Going to, while you're going in as well, actually, I'll wait for Peter to give out the information.
All right. So the outer part which you're casing first, because that's the first step. No, there aren't really any signs of anything. There's some nice statuary. Guardian statues on the outside, etc. Usual sort of thing you'd see in this sort of area.
Right.
The one thing you notice as you're going in, once you get to the entrance of the building, there looks to be there are two things you notice. One, the interior looks like it is largely dust-free, which seems a little weird. But you also
is,
notice
a
that there
sign of
is what looks like
habitation.
sorry, let me finish, and I'll get back to that. At the entrance of the temple, it looks like there's sort of a circle of, basically you can see there's definitely some dust right near the entrance, but it's sort of been cleared out by it almost like someone like did a sweep in the area, like in a circle or in a circle right at the entrance.
Right.
Almost like there's a localized small sort of whirlwind that blew the dust away there.
Right. So not only do we have some pretty clear signs of habitation, but also sorceress signs of habitation.
Possibly. As you head in, the interior of the temple is somewhat dark and silent.
Fortunately, both things I am good at navigating.
Absolutely.
She'll let her eyes adjust to the darkness briefly.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much to go off of, but at the same time, there's also sounds and scent and tactile sensation to navigate with.
Sure. There's light coming in from the windows, obviously, because but it's starting turning evening, so there's not as much light. So it's not like dark, but it's not like brightly lit. There are no like lights going on in the building or anything like that. Don't hear much other than the sounds of the people outside and your own breathing and heartbeat. The thing you note, thing you do eventually sort of get your eyes do adjust a bit to the lighting. It smells like an old abandoned stone building, but you do notice that this is sort of the main sort of you sort of work your way in sort of into a big open area in the middle of the building. You notice that there are it's very clearly a sort of an open sort of meditation area or something like that. I'm not entirely certain, but there's two very notable things. On On either, so there's a statue in the middle that is flanked on either side by what look like scroll racks. Largely they look like scroll racks because there are a bunch of scrolls in the racks.
That would stand to reason. I will also say that she has been marking safe passage by just kind of like jamming her knives into like in between like the stonework,
Sure.
just to make it clear that like this is deliberately placed here, not that it was dropped or something.
Right, sure. The statue in question is it's a large stone turtle. Stylized, obviously. It doesn't look like pure. It's very stylized and has a vaguely almost like a stylized leonine head almost.
Right. Considering my familiarity with works of arts, I'm guessing this is probably a depiction of Ginbu.
Probably. At a guess, yeah, not non-zero odds.
I did mention Genbu last episode too.
You did.
And the other thing you note is that there are definitely there's one other really important thing is in front of the statue there's almost like a little dais with on top of which is a scroll rack, a very ornamental, actually the nicest looking scroll rack in the place, with a conspicuously absent scroll.
Looking at the surrounding scrolls just briefly to just kind of get an idea. As an espionage tactic, I'm going to call this one. I'm going to see if that organization will give me a clue as to what was here.
Okay, if you want to look. So how are you? What are you doing? You're looking through the other scrolls first.
I'm going to look at the surrounding ones to see if that will give me like an
Sure.
alphabetical context.
Sure, you'll look through the other scrolls. That's fine.
Like that. Yeah, and I've got
All right.
espionage tactics to back that one.
Sure, give me a roll.
Allow that one.
You can give me a roll.
I'm going to stop her real quick, just sort of move her aside, and like reach around so I'm not
Here.
facing directly in front of your
Eric, she went in on her own first. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the only one in the building. So.
Oh, she's the only one in the building. Oh.
Yes.
I'm
She's
infiltrating.
supposed to- Yeah, she's
I
infiltrating.
missed that. Sorry.
It's all right.
13.
Okay. Honestly, the scrolls that are flanking either side of the statue seem to be filled with they're a mixture of Taoist teachings, philosophy, and martial arts techniques.
So this one missing is probably something
Possibly.
particularly effective.
Possibly.
Value. Perhaps not in monetary terms, but value.
While this is all going on, obviously, Zhao and I'm assuming some of the others are going to keep an eye out in case our eunuch friend shows up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to recall outside if I have heard tell of like any travelers that have like kind of come through this way, like if there are reports of anyone going missing, anything like that.
Okay.
And I'll use a merchant trading
Absolutely.
for that.
Absolutely. Go for it.
That's only an 8.
You can't think of many people talking about coming down through this part of the woods. Really, this sort of area of the woods that you think about it. There's really not many people. This seems to be a part of the woods in the area that people just tend to avoid for some reason.
Okay.
After looking through the scroll rack and coming to the conclusion that the one missing is one of value, she's going to turn around.
Okay. Yuri emerges from the temple.
At this point, she's expecting to be ambushed at this point, basically.
No. The rest of the group's outside.
Right. Well, she ain't dead, so let's the rest of us go in.
All right. If you all head in, you get the basic same sort of description I gave before. Big line sort of leonine turtle thing in the middle. Scroll racks on either side. Very clearly a scroll sort of receptacle in front of the turtle is sort of very obviously a place of honor and importance. And the scroll rack itself is somewhat gilded and very nice looking. But there's no scroll there.
And the surrounding scrolls are like
I said
philosophy and
martial arts techniques
and other such useless things. Like not one recipe amongst them.
No.
This place sucks.
I mean, there is technically more of the temple to explore.
Yeah, let's explore the temple. Maybe there'll be recipes in there.
But this seems to be the big important room.
Everyone just kind of marches in without Yuri giving a signal. She's just going to kind of sigh and just say, "Ah, impatient, I see. Very well."
You're not dead, so clearly we can go in.
I think you have it backwards, friend.
Listen, I let you go in and do your thing first instead of doing the things the fun way. So, but there's no recipes here. Like,
Why would there be?
it's amazed what you'll find in the hidden temple.
The comment of Dow was like, if the recipes were of any value, this temple wouldn't be abandoned as it was.
Oh, that's not true. They might have been hiding them because they're like a secret, like pastry technique or something.
Pastry tech. What part of the world and time zone do you think we are in?
Let me see here. I went south, then I went west. I went back
What
north a
century do
bit,
you think
then
this is?
east, then west again. I don't know, Russia?
All right. Anywho, if you do explore the rest of the temple, there's not a whole lot. Like there's definitely like rooms where there's like the rooms where the monks slept. There's a training room. The training dummies are in excellent shape still. All the training equipment's in surprisingly good shape. You do find the kitchen. There are no ingredients here. Batu, you do in fact find a scroll with recipes on it.
You see? What'd I tell you?
They are not very interesting.
What did I tell you?
I mean, this is a temple for monks, cloistered monks largely, At least it's not like
have excellent recipes unless they go out.
At least it's not a Buddhist temple.
Yeah.
So like the recipes aren't bad. It's just like if they're all recipes, it's like, these recipes might have been like interesting or cutting edge, 2 or 3 centuries ago.
Right.
It's like, an old recipe for bao. Pork stuffed buns. Those are tasty. Know how to make those. Ooh, a noodle recipe that I know.
Zhao was just thinking to himself aloud. It's like, what kind of monks take all the food but leave the knowledge behind?
I'm going to go with ones forced out, probably by means of lethality.
It's possible. You do not see any signs of violence anywhere in here.
Would there be if it was cleaned up before because it was appropriate?
That is possible. It is possible that could have happened. Yes.
Honestly, judging by these recipes, they might have just gotten bored and left to get real food.
What a sad order.
I'm just I had to go down a rabbit hole. I don't think pastries existed in China until the 13th century.
That sounds about right. Yes.
So like that's where Dao's comment is like.
No, I know.
Oh no, no. There might have been something maybe in like 880, maybe.
At any
Something
rate,
like that rate.
at any rate, you all explore the temple, and it seems like maybe if this thing that the sorcerer was looking for something here, maybe it's not. Maybe it's because that the scroll is missing.
Mhm.
Do any of you want to have it? Do you want to? Do any of you voice sort of any of your voice? So, is there anything you guys are talking about while you're in here?
Yuri's going to go back to the scroll rack and is going to reach into the empty socket and feel around.
Okay, nothing in there really.
For a Jam Jabbar.
I would say that was probably where the scrolls are, is just sort of perusing the scrolls as they are, just checking to see what they are.
Again, as I said, what I basically said before, it's a lot of Taoist philosophy,
Sure.
various scrolls on learning martial arts techniques, differing styles of martial arts. I mean, it's kung fu. It's all kung fu. That just means hard work.
Right.
This place has strong kung fu because, of course, it does.
So
go
ahead.
Then Dao will remark to Yuri. I have a feeling that there might be the suspicion that our troubles getting here were possibly a delay tactic to allow whoever was here before us to abscond with this, as he taps in the empty scroll slot.
A likely conclusion.
Okay.
And yet, I'm not convinced we've found everything here.
While they're doing that, Zhao just kind of takes a moment, goes to the Genbu statue, and lights a stick of incense before the statue to properly give Genbu his due
Okay.
for leading them here for whatever reason.
All right. Shortly after that, after this little bit of conversation and the incense is lit, who are you and what brings you to my temple?
Can everyone hear this?
Everyone can hear this.
Okay.
I
I seek someone who may have come here. Someone with a far more irritating voice, so I know it's not you.
I just saw a hidden temple, and I thought, ooh, hidden temple.
Lon draws her sword.
Yuri will just kind of put her hand over Lon's hand, and just be kind of like.
So you are neither affiliated with the source, with the eunuch who was here before, nor are you any of you affiliated with the former denizens of this temple?
I know not the former denizens, and I seek to have a conversation, crack knuckles, with the eunuch.
Wait a minute, he was a eunuch? Oh, I feel bad for making fun of his voice now.
Zhao's just like, I'm not.
Like that, like Dao will just look like, you don't have to lie, Batu.
Like, no, it's not really his fault. He's just, voice gets a little annoying when they get removed. I understand that. That can happen. Happened to a friend of mine when he was a kid. Got kicked by a horse. Terrible thing. And still gonna smash his skull in, but...
So
What are we
you
talking about?
You are opposed to the eunuch, then. Interesting.
Indeed.
Well, I can surmise that which the eunuch was seeking, and where he might be seeking next. He is very likely looking for the scroll before me. Well, the one that should be before me, or was before me. It is the secret technique of the monks that once inhabited this dojo, this temple. A long hidden and rarely taught kung fu technique of immense power and strength.
He had mentioned seeking something and not being able to return empty-handed. It would stand to reason.
Well,
You say that this scroll was not here by the time he arrived, however.
no. It was taken when the monks who formerly lived here left. They brought that scroll with them, despite my instructions to leave it to not leave this temple. I am mildly cross with them. I would very much like the
Understandable.
scroll returned. Perhaps someone could negotiate with the monks and have it returned to me. That would be appreciated. I would be. There are rewards I could present for for those who return the scroll to me. I doubt that the
Rewards
sorcerer would do
hold
so.
my interest. Also
Hold
of
on a sec.
interest is knowledge of where this eunuch is going.
So I have a question for everyone.
Sure.
I haven't been out in many places besides my home. Is it normal to talk to statues?
Sure.
The
I
hidden
mean,
temple.
if-
Stuff
if-
like
if-
this happens all the time.
No. Well, no, Lon, it's only normal to talk to statues that talk to you. If they don't talk back, then it's certainly weird to talk to them.
Oh, indeed. Why would you talk to?
I don't know, I
Why
had
would
an
you
uncle
talk
that
to a
did
not?
that.
Yes,
Talking to an inanimate piece of rock is very, very illogical. One that speaks to
very
you first.
illogical. The most illogical thing you could be doing.
Zhao, who's known a few philosophers at this time, is like,
Yeah, I mean, my uncle used to talk to rocks. I mean, he was a little touch in the head, but he's a good guy.
I suppose if one is sufficiently skilled in the magical arts, then one could speak to a rock. Then yes, also that is also possible. Also, one could speak to the spirits that inhabit some rocks. That is also a distinct possibility.
Well, okay, if you guys will say so.
Oh, you're a spirit. I thought you were just a rock. Okay.
No,
That was going to be like Uncle Dow.
no. However, I am the guardian spirit of this temple.
I presume it was you who is making things a little difficult along the path, mostly for preservation reasons.
No, the path was difficult.
Yes.
That is
Biggest, ugliest flies you've ever seen.
I think we were only able to find you at this place because of your
how
immense power.
are they ugly?
I don't know, they were about like this big, and they had like
They had
face.
fangs.
Yeah, they had a face.
Those are no flies. Those are small demons.
Oh, that explains why I couldn't swat them.
Is it normal to encounter demons
No.
here? Oh.
That should not be possible.
It seems to me
Yes.
like you have a different problem.
Yes, as might you soon. I would advise heading outside. I prefer the interior of my temple not be damaged.
Okay. Always listen to the rock. That's what Uncle Dow said.
If you survive this, I can give you directions to where I think the my former disciples, as it were, might have taken the scroll.
Sounds like a done deal then.
All right. I don't have an actual battle map for this, but we do not need
Yeah.
one. You do see approaching a fairly unpleasant sight. You see Ulan. You do see the Ulan. You see the robe figure you saw before with the wide brimmed straw hat with the veil hanging down over its face and the long flowing robes, floating just off the ground. You can see sort of swirling wind beneath it where its feet should be. Striding next to it is a tall, powerfully built, humanoid-looking thing with long black hair sort of slicked back, black pits for where its eyes should be, and sort of black sort of stuff coming. Its hands are blackened, sort of, and the blackness fades up its arms. Almost looks like its hands have been charred. But it's not like they actually just sort of blackened. But you do notice that as it walks, it leaves sort of blackened footprints behind it as it walks, that eventually fade out behind it. The really disturbing bit, though, is the swarm of those demonic centipedes you saw before that flow with them. And
So I step outside, and I sort of put one arm on my hip, bouncing my club on my shoulders, like, guys, traditionally the demons are inside the hidden temple. Like, I'm very disappointed. Were you guys out to lunch or something?
Traditionally, okay, if you say so.
I'm gonna have to shrink these tokens down a bit, but all right. And actually, I'm gonna go grab the previous demon centipedes. So I don't have to actually relabel these. Wrong map.
I'll be right back.
So yes, you can see what these things look vaguely like here. I should label these, actually. That'd be helpful. Move that up a little bit so you can actually see the name a bit better. There we go. All right. So when everyone's ready, let me know.
I am
I
prepared.
think some said they were stepping away for a second. So
I should be good.
You're waiting for Cornet, I believe.
Ah.
that's what I thought. Okay.
I'm still on a bit of a trip from the pastry comment earlier.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
But when I disconnected briefly. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Well, maybe that was just like a...
where did my pencil go?
Well, seeing that she's also dropped off of the roll 20.
Maybe it's a disconnection of some kind.
Yeah.
Yep, because
We'll get moving here in a minute. If she's disconnected for too long, I don't want to have too much downtime before, because I do want, there's stuff I want to get through today. Ideally, that's not a pencil. That's a pen. I will use that if I need to. I track a lot of the stuff on, but with pen and paper because it's easy. It's faster for me to do that.
yeah.
All right. Use a pen. So it is. Does this pen have ink? That's the next question. The answer is yes. Okay.
okay, so Fornay's back online.
Good.
Okay.
So she should be back in shortly, I would assume.
And I need to get my initiative tracker. Which I think I put, yes, that's where I put it. Excellent.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
There she is.
Welcome back. All right. So it is time to roll the initiative.
All right, speed, let's go. Or initiative, either way. Wow. Fantastic. All right. See you next week, everyone. I rolled a 7.
Nice.
I mean, I got a 9, so that's not the worst I've had.
I like how we're opening up this combat by tying amongst the speedsters again.
Yeah, well. We do have the same initiative, or we do use the same speed, so...
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll roll for Futeng.
It's just we rolled the exact same number. We both started the first fight off with 5 also.
And he's on 9. Feng Kan. Terrible roll, but. And the centipede. First group. Ooh, pretty good.
They're all before me. That's the important part.
And second group. All right. Highest initiative here is 14, it looks like.
Since I was away, it's the more shrouded looking individual that's the speedy one.
Yes. That is
Okay.
that is Feng Kan, yes. The Feng, so yes.
The Ling Kuei, it seems.
Not exactly, no. It is surrounded by winds at the moment. So yes, it is a humanoid. It looks like a humanoid robed figure with long flowing robes down to below where its feet should be. You do not see any feet. Do not see feet. It is currently floating about 6 inches off the ground. Also, the robes drape down over where the hands would be. Also, so you don't see any visible hands. It's got a wide brimmed straw hat with a veil draping down off of it. I'll zoom in a bit for the recording. The other one is a sort of a muscular humanoid figure with long black hair, sort of swept back, black pits where its eyes should be, sort of permanent scowl on his face with very pointy teeth, and looks like it's sort of got blackened hands that sort of leak up. The black sort of leaks up its arms, and it's wearing black pants that go down to its bare black feet, and at least sort of blackened footprints behind it as it walks. And then a bunch of the infernal centipedes you ran into before. The human, the one that looks more human, sort of as it approaches, it seems you have learned too much already. We shall have to eliminate you for our summoner, so that you will not disturb his goals. Feng Kan,
Summoner, you
let us
say?
eliminate them.
Would that be someone who is affiliated with a bandit not a few days ago?
I'm not here to answer your questions. I'm here to eliminate you.
Well, then I suppose we're just going to have to change our dynamic.
Well, while you two flirt, I'm going to hit that guy over there. I point at the guy with the blackened arms.
That was the one who was talking, by the way.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yes.
I thought you were talking. I thought it was the robed figure.
No. The rope figure does not seem to be talking.
Mm-hmm.
It is also surrounded.
Badu,
It is surrounded by winds, and it's said floating. But yes, it makes sort of whooshing
Badu,
noises
I am
occasionally.
never going to flirt with a man.
Never going to flirt with a human. Why would I flirt with a human? That seems silly and pointless.
At least we agree on something.
It's much. The only thing I do with humans is devour their flesh. I mean, really.
Oh, right. Enough of that.
I mean,
Are you sure you're not flirting?
Ew.
I'm not. I don't know about Shao.
do you guys have any recipe? Because I've found that like you can usually transfer pork into that, and that works out pretty well.
Batu, now you stop flirting.
All right. So, people on 14 go first.
All right.
The people at half
I
of
went first
14.
between the two of us last time. How about you? How about you kick it off this time?
All right, I am going to just start by spending a chi and 2 shots to use my Rippling Death.
Okay, Rippling Death is
Since
active.
I get +2 martial arts against multiple opponents. So that's my turn.
All right, cool. So your next action is on 12. Olan. No, that was Olan Yuri. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to Yuri.
All right. Yuri's going to test the winds and is going to take a knife, hold it between 2 fingers, and throw it at the windy guy.
Okay. A 10. your blade is deflected by the winds.
Figured that have an explosion on the nag die.
Yeah. Yes, you miss. All right, that is it for 14. I take it. 13. Group 1 of the centipedes scuttles forward. I was going to move forward a little bit just to demonstrate that they've advanced. All right. Let's see. Whom are they going to go after? There are 5 of you, and I'm going to divvy this up into 2 of them on. I'm going to roll a die for this. 2 of them on Ulan, and 2 of them on Batu. All right. Chomp, chomp, chewy chomp. First 2. So here we go. 1. That's a miss. An 8 also does not hit Ulan. So now on Batu.
Correct.
No.
And that one way awfuls.
Oh wow.
That one somehow dodges underneath my foot as I take a step and gets crushed.
Yeah, basically. Yes.
One of these days, the way off will cause it to become one of our pets. We'll have a nice little centipede to have as a pet.
Uh-huh.
We tried to do that. We tried to do that in the last fight. One of these days, one of these bugs is going to take a liking to.
All right, that is it. I think that's it for 13.
I bet you their favorite food is coal.
All right, that is it for 13.
All right.
11.
12.
Sorry, 12. Sorry, yeah, that's right, 12. My bad. Anyone on 12?
Yep, that is Zhao. Zhao is
So Xiangyang and actually I believe Ulan actually because
Yeah,
Ulan's
because I delayed too.
Yep, you did a 2-shot action. So
You go ahead and start with your thing because you already planning it.
I will attack the other 3 members of this group of centipedes.
All right,
that came
cool.
after us. So we'll see how well this works out.
sure.
Hai Ta.
Yeah, that works.
A very
22.
good roll.
22 will in fact dropinate them.
Yep. So we weave around them, and I deflect them with my blade, and then slice through them, and then step over to the one that is kind of like curled around Bodge's arm and very precisely cut its head off.
I like the idea. It's like, oh, you needed to roll 23. I'm sorry.
No, you did not need to roll 23. uh,
All right.
You
Just mark down 3.
I need to roll a 16, I believe, on that. For that one is attacking. You're attacking 3 of them. Their defenses, I believe, 13.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I would have.
No, their defense is 12. You needed a 15. My bad.
Well, so my chances of actually doing it were pretty good because I get +2.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right. That is it
All
for
right.
12. Oh, sorry, Zhao, you're up.
No, yeah, Zhao. Zhao takes one look at the demonic centipede. He's like, demons! I have just the thing for you. And he puts like a large firework thing into his dragon cannon and just fires it at this group of centipedes over here.
Okay. Are you attacking one or more than one?
I only need to attack one, so we're gonna go for this one right here.
Okay.
He said, hopefully, I only have to, and I'm going to use a fortune die.
That is fair.
16.
So you're just attacking one. That will drop that one, yes.
All right.
Blat.
Because they are minions, Trembling Evildoers kicks in unless this guy has a stick to make them stay. Or they do.
They do effectively.
They have a shtick. Okay.
They are not easily they're kind of mindless. They're not really they don't really have human intelligence is the main reason.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens is Zhao fires this firework that's loaded with salt and it hits the
Okay.
infernal
So
centipede.
describe what you're doing. That will actually might inform my response there.
So it is a firework, but it is not loaded with the normal metallic salts
Okay.
that you would have for the colors. It is just regular salts.
So you're firing purifying salts at the demons. Got it.
Right.
All right. What I will say then is that will give them they will lose 3 shots as they skitter about trying to avoid being purified.
All right. Perfect.
So they do not act again, and they do not act until 6. Oh, sorry, no, that was the wrong one. That was I just marked up. That was Fu Tang's initiative, not the Mooks. They will not act until 8. All right, they would have acted. They would have acted next shot. So good. That's actually a good thing.
There we go.
All right. Anyone else on 12?
Mm-mm.
Okay, 11. Any of the players on 11?
I'm on 11.
All right, you are first.
All right. So Yuri is going to kind of smirk as the knife goes, kind of errant.
Mm-hmm.
And will follow that up by throwing another knife, but instead of standing there, she's actually going to be doing that while running at the wind guy.
Okay.
And it's all a feint because as soon as she gets close, she actually just kind of grabs some sand off the ground or dirt or whatever,
Sure.
throws it into the air to kind of mask her coming, and she's going to go in with her sword.
Okay, go for it.
And I will fortune die this.
Sure.
Not the greatest fortune die. Not the greatest
12.
roll. This negative die likes me a lot. Yeah, that's
That
12,
does not
okay.
hit his defense.
Yeah, I didn't think it would.
It sort of floats out. It floats back just out of reach of your sword.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't talk, but it laughs.
Oh yeah.
You don't need vocal cords to laugh, It's just
It might actually be able to speak. It just wasn't speaking.
Ooh, nice party trick. Do you do wailing as well?
a little howling, maybe, but
The gnashing of teeth.
All right. Well, is anyone else on 11? If
I'm on
not,
7. That's not.
that's not 11. No. Well, the Fenkan then sort of continues to sort of. You mentioned the wailing thing. It sort of cocks his head. It then gestures with its open the long sleeves and sort of bends the winds around it and sends a whirlwind at Umatomi Yuri there, and tries to send you flying up into the air and then crashing back down to the ground, battering you with wind and slamming you around. What is this AV? All right, there we go.
I believe I heard you say you were declaring a dodge.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. A
You
14.
didn't even need to.
Nope, that's fine. Nope, it misses, and it's like it's a whoosh.
Putting on an affectation of kind of like an echoey thing. She's gonna be like,
Fair enough. All right, that is it for 11, I believe. The mooks would have gone now, but they do not. All right, that is it for 11. 10. Do I hear 10?
Yet.
Do I hear 9?
There you
got
do. Yeah.
Yep, I'm on 9 as well.
All right, players on 9 first, and then we've got. I'm sorry. Sorry, on 10. On 10 there wasn't. No, that group of cockroaches is gone. Never mind.
No, that could be. Yeah, they got.
The
they
one on
got
13 is gone. That's fine.
Okay.
So Batu, and the
All
rest
right.
of you who are on 9.
Mr. Flesh-Eating Black Hands. He's going to get crumped.
Okay.
So to go saunter over the remains of the centipedes, sort of start winding up the Tetsubo and bring it in.
Okay.
in the
Before you
harbor.
roll, he is going to attempt
Yeah.
an active parry.
Okay.
It's a dodge, but just different visual effect.
Different
Basically,
visual
brings his hands up and tries to knock your Tetsubo, your club out of the way with his,
Right.
with his hands.
I'm going to fortune die.
I
this
figured
thing.
you were, but yeah, I'm declaring a dodge basically. Ooh, 16.
18 with the.
Okay, if it's an 18,
call
you
it?
hit
Excellent.
because he's dodging and his defense is 14. So you hit.
Hit
All
by
right.
1.
All right. In that case, so as he dodges, he basically sort of as he's trying to parry, he realizes that you're basically if he does it, he basically managed to barely deflect it into one of the centipedes, and it squishes the centipede instead.
Oh, he's doing a.
He has ablative lackeys. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Never mind, he does not have that. I'm looking at the wrong baddie. No, you just hit him.
Okay, so yeah,
My
that's
bad.
13.
You hit him by 1.
I did it by 1, then that's 14.
All right.
Wump.
Why did he have a lackey? Oh, that's what he's got. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, right, it's this guy. Okay. Sorry. I was looking at a different villain. Oh,
As Mega contemplates the rogues gallery.
I've got a long list of named characters of featured foes and such that it's like, oh, whoops. So that is okay. He is toughness 8. Okay, so that was 14 damage. So he takes 6 wound points. Ow. So you thump into him. He goes, oof. You might be worthy prey. I'm impressed.
Honestly, most people that try to block it with their hands end up with no hands.
Most people.
So we should have a good fight.
Well, I assume most people you have fought have been human then.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, so he does not act until 8. Because he dodged. All right. Anyone else who else is on 9?
That's Rulon and Zhao.
Okay. I'm going to join Yuri up against Feng Tan here.
Okay.
And I will spend a fortune die on this on my attack against him. Might as well.
Move you over here so that we know where you are. Move people to roughly where they are. So I've got a good idea who's up against who.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There we go. Gata.
Ooh, an 18.
Ooh, there you go.
All right, you come slashing in. That will hit. His defense is only 15.
Okay.
Note the air quotes around only.
Oh, is this the floaty guy?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
All right, you come slashing with your blade, and you basically slash into him, and your blade kind of just passes through it.
Okay. Does this still count as me technically hitting him?
Oh, you hit. You just do no damage.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to use my backslash.
Okay.
Interrupt. I'll spend 1 more chi on this and roll a die.
Okay.
This will drop up to 2 more mooks.
That's fine. Yes, absolutely.
So I do no damage to him at all.
None whatsoever.
Okay. I roll an even result on the die, which means that I drop 2 mooks.
Okay,
So
well,
I will...
all right. The 2 more centipedes go down.
Okay.
The Fencon sort of looks down, looks up at you. If it had a face, it'd be smirking at you.
All right. I think
you will find that blade is not going to be very useful against me.
I would like to do a info smithing and metallurgy.
Okay.
To see if this actually does have to do with the sword.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
16.
You have heard folk tales in the past. You've heard people talk in the forge. You've heard folk tales about various people having to have swords forged out of particular materials in order to hunt certain types of monster. Because some monsters seem to be immune to most normal blades or most normal weapons.
I see.
I can't give you more than that because that's not entirely not specifically what the skill is intended. This skill is this is not the normal knowledge for smithing, basically. I will say if someone has folklore, they could roll that.
Well, I do have folk, so
yeah,
they roll that.
Can I default to drive?
No.
Yeah, it's like peasant life, regional info, odd jobs, Chinese philosophy.
You could roll for Chinese philosophy. That it might fit in there.
I will
A 10.
slap a fortune on there.
Sure.
22.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Zhao, you've also heard tales of various monsters that have been immune to, like, you've heard tales of monsters being immune to, like, to weapon, to, like, you couldn't hurt them with a weapon. You had to have, they would, like, if you wanted to use a weapon, you had to have some special weapon type, some special type of weapon. In order, something special about them to work on them. Dalu, you've also heard that, but you've also, you remember reading something in a scroll about, like, various demons. Some demons, like, are immune to, like, normal, to physical weapons. But, to fight, to strikes immediately with weaponry. But most of them seem to be, like, can be affected by, like, normal, like, true, like, actual martial arts techniques because maybe something to do with the chi or something like that. Similarly, you've heard that there are some demons who are immune to range attacks and who are unaffected by attacks at range. But,
so I just need to find, like, a blessed, like, bucket carrier on here, and that will work. Something
that was actually blessed would probably work. Your gut feeling, something that had been blessed by, like, a monk or something like that, probably would work on him. Yes.
As someone who's played a supernatural creature previously, I suddenly understand what's going on.
Yes.
Here.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm pretty blessed, so I'm pretty sure I can just hit it.
Being blessed with a gargantuan form is not quite the same.
I would argue otherwise.
All right. So does Dao?
I'm just going to contribute and say yes. I'm going to qualify myself as blessed as well.
So does Dao say this to Zhao because they're like nearby each other?
If you want to, that's up to you, Dalu.
All right. So
that's up to Dalu. Do you say that? Do you mention this out loud, Dalu?
I mean, Dao Lu will basically notice the Feng Khan sort of like reaction and call out effectively don't rely on the unless your weapons are crafted by those attuned to the supernatural, you might be best served striking with the sheer will of your own hands and find better results.
Alana's going to say straight up, no, that's bullshit. A blade crafted by my father can't cut something? Absolutely nonsense.
Your father might be a fine craftsperson, but they are not attuned
craftsperson.
Okay,
Yuri's
a modest.
going to go wide at the sudden profanity from the otherwise entirely innocent and
Fine, an adequate person. However,
you're gonna make Olan fight you.
You're gonna stop digging. Stop digging.
See, so now it's 4-on-3.
Stop digging. Yeah.
This is the scene in the martial arts movie where the two allies just start fighting immediately on the battlefield for a second because of the actual insult.
Anywho,
it's not an insult when it's true.
Oh, dear Lord.
I declare my next attack on Dalu.
Good
all right,
luck. You'll need it.
Okay, so all right. At this point, Zhao is like, okay. So he's gonna run over to help the Yuri and Ulan, but as he's running over there, he does take a pot shot at the other centipede.
Sure.
To give not do some cover.
Fair enough.
He's gonna use it one of his like wrist crossbows because of the he fired his dragon cannon already. It's a 10.
That will not hit. No.
Nope. Unfortunately. Okay.
All right. Anyone else or not? 8. Futeng goes. You hear Futeng crack his knuckles, cracks his neck, steps forward, drops into a tiger stance, and comes flying at Batu.
Ring it.
You do notice that, unlike a lot of other tiger stance kung fu martial, because he very clearly knows tiger style kung fu. They're just sort of raking things with their hands, right? Yeah, he actually has claws.
Oh, neat. Good for him.
It's almost like he's a demon. All right. And you can sort of almost hear, like, he's not actually doing it, but you can hear roaring sounds, like, as he comes at you.
Right.
A 13. He rolls
Hits
poorly.
me by 1.
Hits you by 1. All right. Well, his base damage with his claws is 13, so, 14.
Take 2 points.
Okay.
It's good to be big.
Yeah, it is. He claws at you. Phoom. You are as sturdy as I thought you might be. Excellent!
Oh, this is going to be fun.
This is just going to be the rapport with every fight that Batu gets into, isn't it?
Well, depends on what he's fighting.
Yeah, it's not a bad rapport to have, though.
True.
Or it would be better if, you could just fight this big guy.
All right, so
and I
that
fight this
is,
other guy.
I think it for, no, it's not it for 8. The centipede, the last centipede goes.
The last centipede!
It is going after, it actually scuttles up over to Daolu. Rawr. Rawr. Does a 6 hit you, Daolu?
I'm gonna take this opportunity to ignore it and grab the bucket carrier that I was mentioning earlier, like just one of the sticks that was left behind by the monks here.
Sure, there's definitely a bucket carrier lying around that you could use.
Yes. The buckets could stay attached. That's
Sure,
fine.
absolutely. There's a bucket attached. That.
All right. Yes. All right. Anyways, that misses by 9.
Yeah, it does not. It doesn't even come close. All right, that is it for 8. Then I take it. 7.
Yes.
All right. Might I have a try attacking Feng Kang with this bucket holder?
You can try.
Well, it's not a crafted weapon, and it's been touched by monks. So
Yeah. You may attempt to hit it. Well, yeah, yes.
all
I
right.
swear to God, Peter, if you let him get a weapon shot in while I have a specially crafted sword, then Olan is going to kill him.
That's a 21.
Yeah. The bucket carrier passes through Feng Khan harmlessly.
Cool.
All right. Remind
Feng Khan literally goes, looks over at you like, really? A bucket carrier? Did you not just see that very well made sword pass through me harmlessly? Doesn't say this, but sort of just gives you that look.
I guess my point was that I thought I was going to get some at least advantage given the fact of the knowledge check earlier.
Unless
I misinterpreted what the knowledge check told me.
You might have. Basically, weapon attacks, improvised or not, do not work on him unless it is the specific type of weapon he is vulnerable to.
Okay.
He has so step aside mechanics. Feng Khan has damage immunity weapons, melee weapons specifically.
Got it.
He can't be hurt by melee weapons with an exception. I'm not going to tell you unless you have demonic knowledge about demons. Basically,
Okay.
you have to be able to research to find out what his weakness.
A specific lore thing that would say like, oh, if you encounter this demon,
If you encounter a wind
yeah.
demon, that they might be vulnerable. They are immune to physical weapons, but unless they are made with this particular metal or it's something along those lines.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that was.
Sorry, I did not make that clear. Basically,
Yeah.
other attacks will work on it unless it has other damage
Okay.
immunities.
I wouldn't have done the attack I did if that.
Okay, that is my bad.
On.
If you would like to take that, if you'd like to roll back, I didn't make that clear. That is my bad.
It's fine. I will just move on from here. Then.
Okay, that's fine. I apologize for not making it as clear as I could have.
All right, so I'm on 7. Can you remind me when Feng Khan's initiative is?
Feng Khan is on. Oh, he should have been on 8. That is my bad. He delayed till 7. Oh no, he dodged.
Yeah, he dodged.
He dodged, right? So he should be going on 7 also.
All right. I'm going to let him go first.
Okay.
Then.
Feng Khan drifts back a little bit and tries to envelop all 3 of you in a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will refrain from dodging.
All right. Open roll. He has a bonus to doing this with his wind attack specifically.
I am gonna dodge.
That's fine.
I'm not because my initiative was 7, so this allowed. I don't have much in terms of of actions to.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that's why I'm doing it.
Yep.
'Cause I'm on 3s right now.
that does not work, unfortunately.
Nope.
As I said, he basically has something similar to Olan does with swords. Except it's just with his wind attack specifically, he gets a +2 to hit multiple targets basically with his wind attacks.
Right.
Because
Like,
wind
I'm over
attacks, they're sort of
I'm over here
inherently
kind of-
AOE.
I'm over here kind of hoping to actually get hit.
I
Right.
kind of guessed actually.
I just realized, wait, no, I should be baiting that kind of stuff instead of dodging all the time. Wait.
Wait, doesn't the bonus kick in if you're actively dodging and still get it, or is it just we get hit?
There are two components to it. One of it is if I'm doing a fortune dodge and get hit, and the other thing, or the other part of that one is if I do get hit, then my next attack is one shot, and then I have something else, which is what I was banking on when I think about it, that makes it so that if I attack something that has hit me, I get +1. That's what I was hoping for.
Yep. All right.
Because yeah, this dude is kind of dodging. That puts me at a disadvantage.
All right. That is it for his action on 7.
All right, so Yuri's going to see like all these things about like the weapons not working out, and is going to have an idea. She's going to head over to Zhao and steal his gunpowder bag.
Okay.
He doesn't even notice. He's focused on like doing that shot to help with Batu.
Right,
and
yeah, sure.
She just takes it without even noticing.
Along the way, she's going to grab a bundle of leaves and one of the centipede corpses, and is going to open the bag in the middle of the whirlwind, and just kind of shout out "Ogi no Katon," and turn the whirlwind into a scorching Scirocco at the
Okay.
guy.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, give me a
And,
martial.
yeah,
give me a martial
fortune
arts check
die.
for that.
Come on!
Oh no. Oh no, that's just your fortune die. Okay.
That is just my
Just a
fortune die.
but yeah, it's a pretty bad roll.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a bad roll.
I have had
Ooh.
like no good rolls.
I'm
today.
sorry. The flame grows. So what happens is the flame erupts within the whirlwind. Fencon barely drifts out just in the nick of time, though. Looks a little bit startled. So like, whoa, that could have been bad. I like the idea was good enough that it's you spooked him. I might give you a benefit for that at some point. I haven't decided yet. But that was a
But I
good,
imagine
excellent
there are
idea. I like
burning
that.
I imagine there are burning things in the vicinity.
Oh yeah. Now yes, especially now. You have set things on fire. Some things on fire. I mean,
I accept this.
Zhao is definitely not reloading that gun next round.
anyone else on 7? 6.
All right. I have a plan.
Is it a cunning one?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So I take a step back,
Uh huh.
and then I get real low and barrel into Fei Teng's stomach, pick him up like a sack of potatoes, and then use his ankles to hit Feng Khan.
Ooh.
I'm gonna hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Okay, that's fine. Go for it.
Does he qualify as a weapon?
No, actually.
I'm pretty sure he's made out of something that could hurt
He's
demons
made of
being a demon.
made of limbs. So.
Oh, that sucks. Oh well. That would have been fun.
It's a great idea. That I will say is Eric. Yes, that would have worked. You come in. He manages to basically dodge out of your. You basically come in and barrel into his stomach. He steps back and spins out of the way of your grab. Basically.
Yeah, unfortunately, that negative die almost double exploded.
Yeah.
It was a good fortune roll. But
Yeah. An excellent idea, Eric. Though, like seriously, love that.
Stop moving. I want to try something.
No.
All right. Is Ulan going to try and punch Feng?
I'm on the next one. I'm on 5 because I dodged. So
Oh, you're on. Okay. But are you going to do that though?
do what?
Like actually go in for Feng Khan again?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Okay. I'm thinking about maybe throwing out a boost to somebody to help him do this. Would you like a boost sketch?
I mean, I'll take it.
All
I'm not
right.
gonna say no to it.
So Zhao runs up behind Daolu and gives him a word of encouragement. It's like, this is your time. Show us your strength. Like a really like motivating kind of thing that here. And it probably doesn't work, but
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is that it cuts to Daolu in a different location, looking over his shoulder and giving a thumbs up. Like actually it's Daolu in a different movie, looking over his shoulder to Zhao to give a thumbs up because they
We
forgot
just
to
have
shoot
this.
that
We
up.
just have this stock footage because Dalu does it so often.
all right, and this is going to be a fortune boost. So I'm going to roll a fortune die. If it is even, I get it back.
Okay.
Okay.
So roll one. It is not even, so I don't get it back. But you'll either get +2 to whatever you're doing.
The fortune die you
Or-
rolled was the fortune die you rolled was
That's not what you rolled.
no. You rolled a 6 on the fortune die.
Oh, I did. Okay,
Yes.
then I get it back.
Yeah, you
Then
did a
it's
you did
fine.
a fortune roll, and it's very good that you didn't
Yes.
actually use it for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a double negative exploded die there. Like if you just want to roll a fortune die, that's just a D6.
Okay, just a D6. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Then.
Great.
Oh yeah. So yes, yeah.
So,
So you
that-
you have
that's a-
you have a +2 boost to your attack, or if
Yes.
you need to dodge, you get +5.
no, it's going through the attack. Don't worry.
All right. All right. So anyone else on 0 and 6, right?
That was 6. Yes.
All right. We are now on 5.
All right. Now I get to go.
Okay.
My dodge. All right. First thing I want to do.
Yep.
Based on my observations earlier, do I think? Actually, I'm going to assume that I do. Olan reflects on what she was observing before when they were being watched, and when she sighted Feng Khan while trying to get a good look at the insect that was pursuing her. And she's going to remember the torch that Yuri lit to repel the bugs before.
Okay.
And then she's going to pour a little bit of. She's going to take out like a little bit of like lamp oil or something.
Okay.
Pour it over her sword and light the blade on fire.
Okay. So you're making a improvised flaming weapon. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do that in attack if I can do that all in one.
Sure, I will
shot.
give it to you. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah,
So I
that's
set.
kind of what I was having in mind at this point.
Yep. So I set my sword on fire and I go out. And yeah, I'll spend a fortune die on this. too.
Absolutely. Go for it.
I'm kind of blowing through these, but I feel like we need to use them. So
Okay. An 18. That will hit his defensive 15 by 3.
okay.
All right, I'm gonna give you +1. I'm not going to give you. I would normally give you like +1 damage with the burning weapon, but that's not what I'm doing here. You affect it. Your sword hits him.
Cool.
Good
all
thinking.
right.
I like it.
All right. So with my blooded blade, the damage value of this is increased by 5 because I've killed 5 minions before. So +5 to my damage value of 10.
It's 15.
So 15, and I hit him by 3, so 18.
All right, he has a toughness of 5.
Oh no!
There's a reason I gave him toughness 5.
I had a feeling that this guy would be glassier than me, seeing as how his defense is freaking 15.
He's defense 15 with damage immunity weapons. Like,
I'm really sad I didn't get to hit him with the other guy now.
I know. I'm a little bit too. All right, so that is you did 8. It was 18. It was 18 damage total, right? So
Yeah, so
13 wound points. Ow.
Yeah. All right, so I slash him with a burning weapon, and
You hear the winds howl in pain as they swirl around him.
want to say something about how my blade can't hit you now?
Your blade didn't. It was the fire around the blade.
Shut up. Where's my sword?
Oh, that was great. All right. Anyone else on 5?
Nope.
All right. Futang goes. So as he pivots out of your grab, spins around, and then just tries to rake his claws down your back from behind.
Go for it.
Oh, and I lose some of the damage.
Ooh, 23. Double open ends upwards. Jesus.
That's gonna
Oh,
hurt.
that's a bad hit.
So hits you by 11, I take it.
Yeah.
All right. That plus his damage of 13 is 24 damage, minus your toughness.
Which is 12 damage.
Yep.
Ow. That is my favorite vest.
It's distressed, so it actually increased in market value. You got to think about it in those terms. You know?
He growls at you a little bit and smirks. You see a very faint red glint in the black pits where his eyes should be. He licks the blood off one of his claws. All right, that is it for 5. No, it's not it for 5. There's a centipede left.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Come on. Just come
I'm going to
over
randomly
here.
determine where it goes right now because
Do you use Batu's technique, but with the centipede instead?
It
That
is
would
going
work. That's
after
pretty good.
Zhao. Rawr.
Oh no! It's just giving me the words of encouragement. It's distressed.
It rolls a 1. You're not thinking it's
No.
your defense. It's your defense. They're rolling apocalypse. The centipedes are rolling really badly.
I would be very concerned if any of us had a defensive wall.
I would too.
Even
Yeah.
if we had like the highest toughness in the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is it for 5. That centipede goes again on 2.
All right.
So 4, yeah?
4, yes.
Mm-hmm. It's you. I know it's you and me at the very least. So
Mm-hmm. You got the boost.
And
you got
Fenkon on 4 also.
okay. So I'm trying to think of a way that's I want to do something that puts Daolu at risk, or rather intentionally gets him on fire.
Okay.
As part of his whole thing there. The thing is, what is the best way aesthetically to do it?
That is a good question.
Set the stick on fire off of Ulan's sword, off of a centipede, grabbing the centipede and attacking with it, or just setting his hands on fire from a centipede and attacking with that. You know.
Yeah. I feel like the best
Well-
way to do it would be to get a really good streak of shots going in an NBA game until the announcer says you're on fire. Then
I don't think Dick's announcing the game though, so I don't think we can pull that off there. You know.
Well, Yuri basically did just kind of just throw a huge firestorm around, so maybe Dalu was a little too close.
Sure. I'm just talking about the aesthetics of what weapon to use.
That's fine. Yep.
Right. And basically the question is, in some of the cases, it's just straight martial arts. And then there's the argument of, can I say that the centipede has messed so badly, picking it up with the stick and then throwing it at Feng Kong
That is a viable option, I would definitely say.
as an
Like-
improvised weapon.
Like
And
Zhao just like steps out of the way and it gets into like perfect position for.
I mean,
Dalu
you've got
to
a
do
bucket
this.
on the set.
I do have a bucket, yes, so I can just pick it up in a bucket
Yes,
and throw it at Feng
absolutely.
Kong. So
I'll
that's what
allow
we'll
it.
do here. Yes.
If you want, if that's what you want to do, you can do that. If you want to set the stick on fire, you can have a burning stick, and that will probably work.
The stick is going to be set on fire as part of this process, just because.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a 22 in the attack.
nice.
Okay, that will hit.
Plus- Is that adding the +2 as well?
That's adding +3 total
Okay.
because my martial arts is effectively an 18 while doing this. All right. So that hits. We're going to consider this a small improvised weapon, so
Yep.
it's a damage of 8.
Yep. All right. The centipede, by
What
the
is-
way, the centipede is no moss.
Yes. What is the? I forget. What is the?
His dodge is 15. Is so you hit by
7.
7. So the
Okay.
7 plus the smackdown is 7 plus is 15. Its toughness is
Yes.
5, so that's another 10 wound points.
And
Ow.
then Daolu, gets to a low stance while the back of his clothing slowly gets set on fire by the stick that he's holding. I will even willfully take damage over this for the sake of this bit here.
Ow.
He just looks amazingly cool on the fire.
Or stupid. Take your pick, kids.
All right. All right. Yuri.
All right. So seeing as how the immediate area is just kind of on fire at this point,
Sure.
Yuri is going to notice that there is a rock that is in kind of a position to receive some sudden leverage because it's on top of, a bent stick that is over another rock.
Sure.
And that one happens to be on fire. So she's going to stomp it with her foot, launch into the air, and basically kick the rock at Fang Khan.
Sure.
I'm going to
Cool.
save my fortune because I'm just wasting it on this guy. Case in point.
Hey, good job.
Finally.
That's a good hit. At worst, even ignoring everything else, the rock counts as a ranged weapon, not a melee attack. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he's vulnerable to range attacks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that'll
So,
hit by 8.
By 8, yeah.
That's a damage. I'll give it base damage 6. I think for throwing rock because I think shuriken are 5 if I remember correctly. Something like that. Let me double check that. Something along those lines.
I know my unarmed is 7.
Yeah, thrown weapons are actually it might be, maybe I'll give it 7. It's 7. It should be 5. It's 5, 6, or 7 somewhere in that range. I don't remember where the page. I've got it bookmarked, I think, and that might be it. It was it.
Either way, I think it's fair to say that this guy has 2 points of impairment at this point.
Oh, definitively yes. He's going to be not happy here in a second. All right, I think the lowest damage or any actual weapon attack is 7, so we'll give you 7 on that then. I will look. I'll look for the thrown weapons later more carefully, but all right. So 7 damage. That's fine. So it's 23. 20.
I beat by 8. So
that's
then
15.
7, so yeah, 15.
So it's
again,
10 more wound
so
points.
10 damage. So he's at 33.
Yep. Not quite out of here yet, but all right. Feng Khan is not in a is in terrible shape. His robes are tattered.
Yeah, the last few seconds have not been very.
No, they've been very bad for him. He's kind of burning on fire on fire.
Aha! Your weapons cannot destroy. Ow! 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 Ow!
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he was cocky, but he's like, "Oh, you're all using weapons. You're idiots. Oh God, you've worked your way around my defenses, and I've not had time to fly away from you up into the air, make you not able to use your melee weapons on me. Damn you! Curse you mortals and your cleverness." Well, he is most irritated with Ulan, I think,
Yeah, fair enough.
for what I like to call good reasons. So he does fly back up, gestures up into the skies, and calls down a lightning bolt on your head.
I'm gonna dodge.
I'm shocked.
I might as well dodge. I get to go on 1 instead of 2. So
Fair enough. He is going to burn his only fortune die on this.
oh dear.
Ooh.
Well,
He's very upset.
You can
he's
fortune
also
dodge.
he's impaired by 2, so
You can throw a fortune die on a dodge.
Oh, okay.
well he misses either way.
Well, I think that I'm okay. But yeah,
Again, 2 points of impairment.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Just a dodge. Put even without impairment, a dodge makes it hard for him to hit. All right. Yeah, he's in trouble. I think that's it for 4. 3.
All right.
It's Batu and Zhao.
All right. Same deal as before. I'm gonna hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely burning a fortune die because goddamn it, I want to hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
That is fair. And you get +1 on this one because you got a. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
You missed last
there we
time.
go.
All right. So you have a pet. So the DC is increased by 2 because you're attacking
Okay.
2 targets. You base it on the highest defense of the two targets, which is currently Fu Tang because he is not impaired.
Right.
His defense is 14. So it's effectively a 16. You hit by 3. Actually, you hit by 4 because you get +1 because you missed on your last attack.
Because I missed on the last one. Yep.
So you hit by 4.
I thought defense didn't decline with wound penalty. I thought it was only.
Oh no, you're right. It doesn't. So moot point. I'm going to base on the 14 either way.
Okay. So I scoop up Fu Tang.
Yep.
Grab
So
him by
long,
by the ankles. Swing him around in a circle a couple times and throw him at the Wind Demon.
All right. He slams into Fu Tang.
Fu-Tang?
No, actually, if the Wind Demon's low enough, I'm just going to hit him.
No, he's up. He's up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, no, throw him.
Sadly, he flew up. He's like, "Aha! I will get out of range of these weapons that can now hurt me." Wait, what? You actually hear Fu Tang going, "Dodge, you idiot!" And Fu Tang going, "What?" Wham! Fu Tang flies through Feng Con. Feng Con is discorporated.
Right.
Because there's a no.
What? Poof.
What?
So,
Puff of sugar.
all right, is Fu Tang still like up and around?
I gotta work out the damage on Fu Tang here. Give me a second.
All right.
I think this is only going to be the second hit against him. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only taken 6 damage so far. So, all right. So this is basically your unarmed damage at this point, which is still pretty high if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because I had +3 to any.
So it's your unarmed damage is 10.
Right.
So all right, you hit by you rolled a 20, and his defense is 14. You hit
Yeah.
by 6, 16 minus his toughness of I think it was 8. It is so that's 8 wound points.
As it comes crashing down.
Yeah, basically he
the
comes crashing down to the ground. Thud. Ow.
He does not. What happens is while he's flying through the air, Zhao takes aim.
Oh, you're attacking in
I'm-
the air. Okay, good. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna eagle eye this.
Okay.
I can add +3 to the shot cost. I can add it up to 3. So I'm adding 3.
Okay.
I'm also going to be doing a fortune die on this one.
Okay.
And this is with the crossbow.
Sure.
Eagle Eye.
So whatever this is. So 18.
Okay.
And what was his? What's
His
his
defense is 14.
Okay, so I'm going to. That's +4. And what is his toughness?
8.
All right, so 7 + 4. He is hit in midair with a crossbow bolt for 11 damage.
11 damage after toughness. All right. Ow. All right. He's not impaired, but he is not happy.
Ha! I knew it would work.
Oh. Why didn't you dodge, you idiot? You're not sure if he's talking to himself or
Because
Feng Con.
no one expects to get hit with another motherfucker.
Insert the Piccolo meme here.
All right.
Damn you, Pavlov.
Damn you, Pavlov. All right. That is it for 3, I take it. Actually, no. 3 is... No, he's on 2. 2. Fu Tang gets up off the ground. Oh, this is going to be a day.
Is it Mulan on 2 as well? Because she dodged?
No, I dodged.
Yeah, but you would have been
So
on...
she's on
She
one
would have been
now.
on 2. She's on
you're
1 now.
Okay, you dodged. Okay, you dodged another
I
time.
dodged
Alright.
twice during this sequence.
So Fu Tang drops down sort of into her crouch and leaps claws first at Batu. But he basically just sort of like points at his eyes, points both fingers at his eyes, points one finger at Zhao, then turns back to Batu. Leaps forward towards you, roaring at you, claws first.
Big grin in my face. Club out, up and ready.
All right. He's going to burn his fortune die. Wow.
Oh dear.
Well, I think he hits you exactly.
It hits me exactly.
13, so take a wound point.
I think that firestorm switched our luck polarities.
You altered the chi in this area. My chi compass is going crazy.
Good. It sucked before.
Anyone else on 2? 1.
I get to go.
Yep.
All right.
I think I get to as well. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to You don't get to go again this sequence, do you, Eric?
No.
Oh well. Yeah. So in that case, I am going to come up on Futang from behind, and I will try and attack him by like swinging my burning sword up into his face.
All right.
So let's do this. Hata. That's only a 13.
So as you swing, he flings up a hand and parries your blade with his forearm. The blade sort of goes ka-tink off of it. He looks over at you. Really?
What do you
Yeah,
mean,
they watch this
really?
all the time.
We're having a thing here.
Yes, and Batsu interrupted our thing.
To be fair, she does get an extra swing because of that.
Even John's like, fair is fair.
You interrupted our thing by flying through your own comrade.
That doesn't
That
make
is
sense.
first year stuff, guy. Like,
this behemoth threw me through. That wasn't my fault.
no. Oh, I see how it is. So you're just taking no responsibility for killing your own guy now.
I told him to dodge.
There is blood.
I
in your
warned him.
hands.
Points at his bleeding hands from where he slashed about.
Who's next, by the way?
I think that's
Dalu,
everybody
yes.
at this point.
No, it's Dalu.
That was
Okay, Dalu gets to go.
The one with the standing is Futang, right?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. So attack him with the still flaming stick
Yep.
that I have.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
That will hit
wow.
exactly.
Oh, good thing too.
Yep.
So as these arguments going on, the bucket carrier thing slams into him as he's arguing. It's like, boom! Ow! So hit exactly. That is a large improvised weapon.
Okay. So that is going to be 10 damage then.
Yep. That means he takes 2 more wound points.
All right.
He is now impaired. Ow! Really? Oh dear. This is going to be unfortunate. All right. I am going to assume you guys beat Futeng down without the next sequence because, like, I got a couple things I want to do before we wrap up.
If I may have the finisher then, because I still have an action.
Oh, you have an action. Please take your action. Yes.
All right, so all of that goes on. The failed back attack goes off. The not failed,
Balkanation.
stickery
Balkanation.
occurs, and at that point, Yuri runs up a tree, launches off of it, and goes knife first straight into the back of where the heart would be.
Okay.
That is how you backstab.
I mean, still very rude.
Have you rolled yet? I'd like to see
you
your
want me
roll, if you don't mind.
Oh, you want me to do a roll?
Yeah, please.
I figured we were just in Cinema Zone.
No, this is a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear lord. Okay, that definitely hits.
Hey, you got a good fortune die.
Yay.
Okay, so that is a 19 that hits by 5.
This was with the knife, not the sword.
Yeah, I figured. So
damage
that's
8.
lower damage. It's what, like 9 or 8 or 9 or something like that for a big knife.
Actually, it might be 9. I thought it was 8, but it might.
I think it's 8 for a knife. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured we were.
Knife is
just
8,
in
yes,
cutscene
so-
zone.
Okay, you hit by 5. That is... So it's 5 more wound points, basically. That takes him to 31, which I'm going to say falls in kind of close enough. You drive your heart through where his heart should be, and he collapses to the ground in a gurgle. Like, that should have been... I should have had more fun with that. I'll get you next.
Wait, what was
What the
his
hell
name?
is Gadget?
Didn't say gadget.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Glarg."
What the hell is Glarg?
I think that's what they call a death rattle.
Well, then.
So, is Glarg the guy that crafted the death rattle then? I don't get it.
No, okay.
Yuri's going back inside.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm going to flick the flames off of my sword.
Yep.
And I'll look around at the demon blood everywhere, and I'm gonna go inside.
All right. You all head back
Yeah,
inside.
I'll head inside while I take off my vest and look at the slash marks in it. Just very sad as I pull out like a needle and thread.
I love the image of the giant Batu sort of sitting down, crossing the ground, stitching the claw, the rents in his vest back up with his tiny
With a
needle
very
between his giant fingerlets.
Very tiny needle, yeah.
Not even a tiny needle; it just looks tiny. I just like the image. It's good. All right, so Batu, you all walk back in, and the spirit in the stone, the spirit in the turtle statues. Thank you for dealing with those demons. I do appreciate it. Anyways, I think I promised to tell you where I think the scroll might be.
Indeed.
So the former monks who here have started a new monastery.
Uh-oh, who do we lose?
Skitch. Skitch had to go. He had something to take care of at home.
Okay.
So they've started up in a new monastery, off to the north, from here. To be, I do not know not know how long it will take. He says if you would be so, if you go to the scroll rack behind me, the middle scroll on the top rack should be a map.
Yuri will head over to it and withdraw it.
If you will unroll it.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, and a bit of I don't know, sort of a bit of charcoal. So basically, a brush floats. Basically, a brush and ink pot float in from off screen, basically, and the brush sort of inks an X on the map, and then there draws a circle on a place south of the X. The circle is here. The X is the temple of the Iron Blade. That is where you will find the monks who used to dwell here, or at least their descendants. They very likely have the scroll, and I would dearly like it returned to me. In exchange, if you do have it, if it is returned to me, I shall grant you the blessings of this temple for the rest of your mortal lives.
Ooh, neat.
Out of character. That means you get access to a Feng Shui site.
Yeah. I had a feeling that's what you meant.
Which will be basically that is what sort of unlocks the way leveling up works, and
Yep.
also it will give you a minor cookie, which I'll explain later. Well, you will find out once you have access to the site.
Well, then, that's quite the bargain. And
I suspect your sorcerer acquaintance will be there at some point.
that's the real prize for me.
I have gathered.
wonder what's-
Looking at the map, Since I have knowledge of smuggling routes,
Sure.
can I discern a particularly effective traversal to this location from here?
Sure. Give me a roll. And Ulan, you can give me a merchant trade route if you'd like to
Merchant
on that.
trader, yeah, sure.
I'll throw my last fortune die on this one.
Sure.
15 for you.
15, nice. All right.
I can technically beat that.
Both good
I do
rolls.
not. That's an okay roll.
All right. So 13. All right. So
15 and 13, yeah.
yes. So the route in question, yeah, basically, so you both sort of plot out routes. They're very similar. Yuri's is slightly better, mostly because it avoids a couple of. It does happen to avoid a couple of toll checkpoint type places, you know.
But why do we need to avoid those?
It saves time. You don't have to deal with the
Do you know
bureaucracy
how
there.
much, do you know how much the time and opportunity cost of a checkpoint is?
Even Zhao's just shaking his head. It's like, oh no, we're not. We are not going through these checkpoints.
Bureaucracy.
There's so much paperwork.
Yeah, exactly. There's paperwork.
But surely the Emperor has seen reason to put them there, right?
Zhao just kind of laughs to himself.
I really like how we have, like, basically the actual appointed officer of the law, functionally speaking, and the criminal both just going, no.
Sure. And the answer is yes. The emperor does have a reason for those being there. Well, he didn't pick that particular. The emperor didn't pick
I'm
that
sure
point
that there
himself.
is a sufficiently valid reason from the Emperor's perspective. However, it does not suit our purposes, nor do we receive any particular advantages from it. So let us do ourselves a favor and not waste our time.
Okay.
You guys are real jerks.
What?
We're just gonna go to the temple and we're gonna hit the wizard until he's dead and get the thing.
What does that have to do with us being jerks?
Just being very mean about to each other about the trip we're gonna take.
We are? Am I being mean to you, Yuri?
Okay, maybe I misheard something. I'm dealing with a couple things going on over here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. All right, and so you now have your next goal, which I think we'll wrap up. Since Kitch had to drop out here, I think this is a good wrap up point then.
Yeah, it's a stopping point. Yeah.
And we will resume this next time when you will travel to the Temple of the Iron Blade.
Hooray.
So thank you everybody for watching. Oh, before I wrap up, I want to apologize for not switching off the titles card earlier in the session than I did. That's my bad. I'm going to do one thing here so that the viewers at home get a good look at FenCon. There we go. My bad. I did not realize that until I was like, oh, I forgot to change title card. So yes, image for FenCon, image of Futang. Those are both images off of the cards from the CCG, the TCG Shadow Fist, which is set in the same setting as Feng Shui. FenCon is an actual wind demon from that. I use the image of the martial artist demon destroyer for Futang.
Ah.
Oh, one last bit. When you guys head back outside, Futang's body is nowhere to be seen.
Continuity errors. Okay. Well, let's go.
All right, and that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Thank you so very much for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more of this tomfoolery.
Hooray!
Yeah, we'll next time the Temple of the Iron Blade. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.